cruise is not something I thought I would ever do, but I'm really glad I did. We arrived at the cruise terminal about 1:30. We were allowed to board through this little tunnel, a bit like when you get on an airplane, and you could just see the size of the ship. It was insane. But once you get inside, it's really not that bad, and you don't even really feel like you're on a ship. It's just like a big floating hotel. The first thing we did was head to our room. It was quite small. There were 3 single beds, but there was enough space. We popped our suitcases under the bed. Every day you would get a horizon leaflet through the door, which would tell you basically the itinerary for the day. There was so much on at all times, you couldn't possibly do all of it. The part that's definitely worth waiting for is seeing how beautiful the fjords were, because it is just breathtaking and the camera can't even do it justice. As soon as we had unpacked and checked out the room, we went straight to the Horizon buffet to grab some food. We set sail and did a little tour around the boat so that we would know where we were going. Before turning our phones onto airplane mode to avoid all of these extra charges. It was really nice actually being without any signal or Wi-Fi or anything like that for a few days. You could pay for Wi-Fi on the ship, but it was, I think, either £20 or £30 a day. Oh, that's so cool. It was so beautifully overwhelming that there was so much on the boat. This was the Sky Dome, which was beautiful, and they had a swimming pool in there, a big screen. You'll probably see us coming back here quite a lot during this video because there was so much to do, and also it was right next to the buffet. The TV in your cabin will show you whereabouts you are, also dates and times when you'll be in the port.
My favourite character.
Me too, I love him.
I think I should get a tattoo of Scrap.
On our first sea day, we popped down to the buffet. Look how cute these tiny croissants are. Oh my goodness. They had all sorts. They had cooked breakfast. They had fruit, cereals, yogurts, muffins, everything you can think of for breakfast. It was there. The sea was such a beautiful blue, and I could have just sat there for hours watching it. It was amazing. We then headed into the Sky Dome and they were playing Night at the Museum on the TV. We were planning on doing the music bingo at about 2 o'clock. We then headed back to the cabin to get ready for celebration night. We had a restaurant booking, so we got ready and headed down to the restaurant, got our free drink. The food was amazing. It was really nice to try a bunch of different food that I wouldn't usually have tried, and the quality was lovely. Here is what we had.
Do you want to try some of the cannelloni?
Can I have one of your prawns? Wow.
I'm going to try this. I know you said you wanted to try.
One thing that I really liked that we did was we ordered really intentionally so that we could all share. So we would all order different dishes and then we would try a bit of each other's so that we got to try as many things as possible. After dinner there was a quiz on in Brody's bar, so we popped down for a couple of drinks.
There we go, it's one of my favourite films. 164!
164, again with the fastest finger!
Well done indeed. Let's take a look at your next question.
As we were heading back to the room, we went through the Sky Dome and there was a silent disco on, which was completely unexpected, but it ended up being one of the best parts of the whole trip. Our first stop was Stavanger and we headed down for some breakfast. The buffet was chaos yesterday, so we went to the quays instead. We didn't book any excursions at any of the ports because it was nice to just explore and get a real feel for the places as they are. We stumbled across a little museum which was really interesting. The ticket actually allowed us to go to 3 different museums on the same ticket. So the museum was all about the history of writing and books all the way from the very beginning. They even had Kindles in there at the very end. We also got to take part in some book binding, which was a really cool activity. It's definitely one of those places you probably wouldn't plan to go to, but you're really glad that you did. It just looks so real. I mean, I feel like he's gonna move, like... Even though, how nice do they look?
They do look very good.
They look very, very good. We ended up walking through these streets full of colour and random bits of graffiti everywhere, which were honestly works of art. It was so lovely. Such a breath of fresh air to be there. I really loved it, and I felt really at home as well. What do you mean talk into it? Okay. Talk into it. Oh! Hello. That's weird. That's rather strange. That's so pretty, isn't it? We had booked another restaurant in the evening, ordering things that everyone would kind of like and trying a little bit of everything. I honestly fell in love with the view from the back of the ship. We went and watched the sunset that evening before settling in and having a hot chocolate and playing some card games. We knew we had to be up early the next day. I think we got into the port at 6:30 AM. The views in Olden were just breathtaking. We headed down to the buffet for breakfast and immediately went out. Olden felt completely different again to Stavanger, and honestly I think this might have been my favourite place. In the fjord. There were some gift shops as soon as you got off your ship, and we explored them, and then we explored around the area, went for a coffee. Would you like that hat?
What is this? Is this like a Norwegian Kit Kat?
I don't know.
I feel it.
They've got moose poo. You seen the moose poo? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love these. This slicker pot thing.
Ready for this.
Oh sure.
I'm just want to be myself. Don't talk to nobody else.
I learnt a bit of Norwegian before we came as well, and I already knew a lot of Swedish, but there seems to be a lot of crossover between the two languages, which was really helpful in understanding things. You know, everywhere we've been so far, the boat looks massive, but right now the boat looks small because the mountains are so big.
Yeah,
It's so vast. There's a bunch of sheep over there. There's little baby sheep. They're playing.
I'm so glad.
A bit of snow up there. We sat here for ages, and I think this was probably one of my favourite moments of the whole trip.
If I wasn't wearing white, I would roll down the hill.
Maybe don't roll down the hill.
I could get 15 knots down that hill.
And probably a broken neck.
We are hiking. I just wanted to take a picture of the
Is the boat playing the music or are they playing the music?
They're playing the music.
Yeah, they have a speaker.
And the sail away from Olden was really nice. Everybody stood there waving. They had little flags out that they were waving. They played some music. We then headed up to the Emerald Bar for a drink after boarding before we were heading into the 710 Club, which we really struggled to book. It booked up almost instantly after it was released. Skål! Our third stop was Ålesund, which was a beautiful, very artsy type town with lots of mountains.
That is the paramount one, I think.
That is not the Paramount Mountains.
It does look like it.
As soon as you got off the ship, the views were beautiful, and again, it was very different to all of the other places. We explored around the town and came across an artist studio, and it was really interesting to have a little chat with him, learn about his work, and he ended up actually being from a place in Sweden where my family actually grew up in, so felt like a really small world situation. There was a little shopping mall thing. They had a delicatessen where you could try different cheeses, which was so cool. They had little free samples.
Wow.
We also went into this little record store.
That's like a really cool colour.
It does actually. We then boarded the ship and went for some food. We boarded a couple of hours early, so it was really quiet. Obviously, we booked all these restaurants and there was the buffet, and we were trying to make the most of the all-inclusive things, and we definitely did that. But oh my goodness, I've never been so full in my life. A few hours after eating, we went in the whirlpool. All the whirlpools were busy on the side that looked out into the sea, but we could see the whole town from up where we were. It was really pretty. The following port was due to be Alesund the next day, and we had an announcement we would be unable to stop there because of bad weather, so we were going to remain at sea instead. I think we did like 15 to 25,000 steps every single day. It was nice to have those rest days. We did notice that the ship was swaying a lot. One of the people that was with us was feeling a little bit seasick, so we went up to play some ping pong. And I actually really enjoyed it, and it makes it even funnier when the ship is swaying and you're trying to play a game of ping pong. Very entertaining.
One more and then we swap sides. Yeah. No, it's 11 points we swap sides. Yeah. 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 Take one of these. 12-9. Two one.
The final port, which we didn't get to go to, Ålesund, I believe it's called. It was a shame we didn't get to go there, and I would like to go there in future, but I did also really enjoy the extra sea day as well. There was so much to do, you honestly couldn't fit it all in a week. My favourite, watching the waves come out the back of the boat. It's so pretty. One thing I will say is they did put on extra activities because we had an extra sea day, which I think was really nice. So we headed up to try out some archery. We then headed to the Pearl restaurant. We shared all the dishes again, so there were garlic prawns in a tomatoey sauce, whipped feta with chickpeas and tomatoes, and miso soup. They also had really good vegetarian options on all the menus, which was nice. And then we headed to the clubhouse for the Decade Challenge quiz.
No notes, incredible, phenomenal job, Sammy. Thoroughly enjoyed it. No. Just missing the choir that appears at the back at the next Factor final.
I was a bit sad that this was our final sea day because I was having a really good time.
Guys, a huge well done to our fifth and final winner, and for all of our winners, a deal or no deal this afternoon. That's going to be on the way with £500. And if you're chosen,
Let's get the party started. Starting off with our very first song.
The Ålesund. We went to the Olive Grove, which was another included one, but they did have some things that cost extra. So if you're ever considering going on a cruise and you're sort of like, that's not really for me, that's how I was at the beginning, but I definitely, if this hasn't convinced you, I really would say it's something worth considering because it's such a great experience to have. And it definitely exceeded all of my expectations. We then headed down to the clubhouse because they had the next part of the Decade Challenge, which I must say, we absolutely smashed this. And then they had a farewell party at the clubhouse, so we headed down for that.